In 1892, the young American novelist Stephen Crane attends a lecture given by Jacob Riis. Jacob Riis recently became a national sensation 2 years prior in 1890 with the publication of How the Other Half Lives, which this picture is taken from. Biographers of Crane often argue that he was not at all affected by Riis's work on the immigrants and the poor of New York City. Basically, they're saying that he didn't write a letter to his buddy that we then found 50 years later saying it was amazing. However, I disagree with this understanding of Crane's reaction to Riis. I think that Riis impacts Crane in two important ways. The first way is in theatricality. You might not know this, but the famous photographs from How the Other Half Lives are actually staged. Yes, the subjects of his photos are actually poor immigrants from New York City. However, he tells them exactly how to pose, exactly where to stand and how to look. As I tell my undergraduate students, he tells them, don't smile and look sad. However, there's another way that Crane learns from Riis, and that's in the need to use whatever form is available to you to engage in social justice. So in the case of Stephen Crane, it's literature. Theatricality for Crane is interesting because he takes it quite literally. He ends up living with a group of actors, and indeed he dresses as a pauper in New York City and explores the streets to see how the other half lives. My dissertation research looks more specifically at how Crane borrows from the theater in his prose. For instance, one of the main tenets of melodrama is the revelation of a character. So you might think that the nice guy from the city who's helping you along and navigating New York City is your friend, and then, whoa, he's the villain. Crane does the same thing, but he does it in a literary way. He has his readers follow for several pages, for example, a forlorn woman, only to reveal who she is later on. Ultimately, my dissertation research has discovered that writers during this period turn to theater in order to engage their audiences in a more concrete way, using a familiar form of entertainment. Moving on from Riis and Crane, my dissertation examines literary works from Abraham Cahan, Willa Cather, Charles Chestnut, and Theodore Dreiser, in order to investigate the various ways that these writers turn to theater to encourage Americans to get involved and to have some kind of emotional reaction to the social problems that they see around them. I believe that my dissertation project has implications not just for literary scholars who study this period, but also for cultural historians of the period as well. My project has uncovered that this period in American history is not one of progress as we've been led to believe, but simply one of performance. Thank you.